Yo, what's goody gang? We back at it again with another Dokkan battle video, baby. And today we finna get into the top 5 super easy A's in the whole game. Let's get it, baby. Alright, so the number 5 character that I have on this list, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard to rank a lot of these characters just because a lot of these super easy A's, like the last couple months, have been bangers. But if I had to put a number 5 spot, it would have to be this STR Easy A Omega Shenron, or STR Super Easy A Omega Shenron. Now, with this guy, he was an excellent addition for the GT Bosses team, along with the new Dokkan Festival Omega Shenron. The only thing is, though, I kind of wish they would have been privy to the whole name change thing, just because this Omega Shenron does not link with the physical Omega Shenron. Although, look what he's doing. Full power or GT boss category allies, key +2 and attack up by 40%, plus an additional attack up by 20% for characters who are also extreme class. So GT bosses, they're all extreme class. So 60% attack for the whole fight, bro. That's free 60% attack. He's a great supporting super easy A character, along with the damage that he does, bro. Like, I think the most I've seen him do in one turn was like quad supers. I think quad supers maximum, maybe 5 if you get lucky, maybe 5. But I've seen the numbers this guy's doing when he quad supers, bro. He is melting bosses' health bars. And then as a third attacker in the turn, when target is attack down or defensive down, he launches an additional super attack and gets an additional attack and defense by 100. My bad, additional attack by 150. Like I said, the thing with this guy is, yeah, you put him in slot 3, but my only gripe is that he when it comes to like big boss super attacks, he does not tank at all. Like, this guy literally, he can't handle a big boss super attack. That's my only gripe. So the thing is, though, if you dodge with this guy, you get lucky, but yeah, he doesn't really hold up that well. Although he is a great, like I said, a great addition to the GT Bosses team. He kind of holds up better than most other super easy A's that could have made this list. And I did put him on this team just because I did put him on this tier list, and he made the top 5 because of how useful of a character he is on the GT Bosses team. And with GT Bosses being such a team that made a revival, bro. Like I said, as long as they give these guys the Majin Buu saga treatment, they'll forever be good for the most part, at least for the year. You know what I mean? Just keep buffing the team throughout the year and they'll be solid. And I think they gave us some pretty good options, especially starting with this guy. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say. He pretty much does what he does. He's a great attacker. Not really the best doesn't really have the best defense, but I mean, he supports. He supports, bro, and a unit that can support while also deal tons of damage, and he can tank normals. He tanks normals like really well after he supers, so he definitely made the top spot for me for sure. He's definitely deserving of making the top 5. Now, another character, I mean, this one was kind of hard. I don't think I could. So when I was evaluating these characters, it was really hard because we do have a lot of great super easy A's. If I could throw in another character at the number 5 spot, which I think is pretty fair, I think Goten and Trunks, the LR Super Easy A that came out with the Gohan celebration. I mean, these guys, they were an excellent addition to Gohan's team. My kind of thing with these guys is they were mid on release, mid Easy A, even a mid Super Easy A. But the thing is, though, they provide excellent like quality offense, defense to the team. I mean, at least Gohan's Hybrid Saiyans and Youth team. That's the only team you're really running them on. You're not running these guys outside of Youth or Hybrid Saiyans. Good thing is Gohan leads both teams, so pretty much everything on here is pretty much free for the most part. Attacking with 18 or more key, attack up by 100, high chance performing a crit, 50% chance of evading enemies' attack. And when all allies in the same turn are super class characters, he just has another chance of evading enemies' attack by 27%. He's an orb changer. I I mean, you're never really going to see this. When there's an extreme class ally attacking the same turn, you're never really going to see this. Attack up by 200 and defense up by 100. At least not now. We don't know what they're cooking in the future, but you're never really going to see this right here, if I'm being honest. I mean, this is free when you're running them on Youth and Hybrid Saiyans. That's the majority of what the team is. Youth and Hybrid Saiyans might as well just be the same team. He stacks attack and defense by 77% for each attack performed. The thing is, though, is these guys have no additional supers in their kit, so it's going to take you a couple of turns to build up with these cats. So that's the one thing I really don't like, is that he has no additional supers, even though for every super attack performed, he's going to get this. I mean, he's probably going to build this up within at least like 3 supers, which is not bad. But I mean, if they would have gave this guy additionals, he'd be so much better. They'd be so much better. But I mean, the great dodge chance, I think, really does help these guys out. I mean, I think in any fights where there's no dodge cancel, you could comfortably throw them in like a first or second slot and they're cooking, bro. Easy. And I've seen them hit max damage before too, so that's also a plus. So I think these two would make the top 5 spot. I mean, if I wanted to make I mean, if anything, these guys would be taken off if I was just really more so hungover on this guy. Those two wouldn't even make the top 5. But considering that they fulfill critical roles for the teams that they're on, I feel like both these guys make the top 5 pretty easy. And now for the top 4 spot, who did I give this to? I want to say the top 4 spot would go to Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Yeah, this guy. So pretty much with this character, he is another great addition to the GT Heroes category team. He's not really as good as Goku is. I mean, in the sense that, okay, what does he do? He stacks defense, and then he raises attack by 6 turns. It's gonna be a while before you can see his offensive numbers look pretty good. He basically his kit is pretty much free for the most part. When there's an extreme class ally, extreme class enemy on the team, my bad, or when there's another GT Heroes category ally, which I mean, you're always running this guy on GT Heroes, like don't get it twisted, or Vegeta's family. He's giving all allies defense by 40%. I think that's pretty good. Any unit that can support the team that he's on and also be able to hold up himself, that sounds like a pretty good super easy A to me. When receiving an attack, he gets 100% defense temporarily and high chance of nullifying it and countering with tremendous power. The only thing is, though, he plays a slot 2 and slot 3 role, which is good. But I mean, outside of that, like there's been fights where I've seen him get locked in slot 1, and this guy he takes a lot of damage, bro. Like, let's be real. If he's not nullifying, he takes a lot of damage outside of slot 2 or 3. So that's something I would kind of keep in mind. They are pretty consistent with the super attacks. At least this guy is. He'll at least throw an additional, maybe 3 if you get lucky, like in total. But I kind of like what he's doing per super class ally in the same turn. So he's getting 30% damage reduction. Like he's not a bad character overall, just not as good as the Goku portion. And that's why I kind of have him at number 4, because he's definitely above these two in terms of like what he does, and the team that he's on is just too OP. But there are 3 other units that definitely are better than this guy that I can say. Okay, and then the next unit I gotta give it to, it's gonna be Physical Vegito Blue. Now, when it comes to Physical Vegito Blue, this guy, dude, he's on Fuse Fighters, which is one of the best categories in the game. I mean, dude, just look what this guy's doing, bro. Launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a high chance of becoming a super. He's a rainbow orb changer. This guy, he's the king of normal. Not the king of normals, but whenever there's normals, bro, he's cooking. Put this guy in front of a bunch of normals and he cooks. When receiving when receiving a normal attack, he gets 60% damage reduction, and he's countering all those with tremendous power. High chance of evading enemies attack temporarily, chance of evading enemies attack by 30%. So when he receives a super attack, if he doesn't dodge, dude, he gets cooked. I can't even hold you. When he eats a super attack, like he probably fucking dies like 90% of the time. He basically, his whole gimmick is countering a bunch of the normals. Like, let's just say you throw him in a slot, like you throw him in slot 2 or 3, when there's a bunch of normals after the fact that after he supers, like he's gonna buff those up so much more. That's kind of like his gimmick. He also he buffs super class allies attack and defense by 40% for 2 turns. So he's a 2-turn support, which is pretty broken. And with extreme class allies, he's just attacking defense by 40% just for 1 turn. So I mean, you're only running this guy on fused fighters, which is basically a super class team. I mean, you could have the STR Rose on that team, so that's where he'd get the extreme class from. But other than that, like, you're putting this guy in front of a bunch of normals, and normals only. You put this guy in front of a super, he's getting fucking cooked, bro. Like, it's not even funny. But nonetheless, he is one of the better super EZAs that we've seen coming out of the GDC celebration, and I don't use him as much, but whenever I do get the chance to use him, I definitely can rely on him for sure. Like, this Super Vegito, he's a banger. I've noticed that with a lot of the Vegito like super EZAs or EZAs that come out, their main gimmick is just tanking the normals, or at least a lot of these older characters. Like, we've seen it with the Super Vegito from the 10th anniversary Super EZA. We've seen the same thing with this guy. He's just a better version of the Super EZA AGL Super Vegito. And he's a way better version. This guy's a way better version than that other one. But yeah, I mean, I have this guy at the number 3 spot, and I think it's well deserved. He's definitely leagues above this guy and these two. He's more consistent in the kind of damage that he does for what his kit demands. And I think that's more to say from at least these other 3 characters. And plus, he has a chance to dodge the super. They give him a chance. Same thing with this guy. They gave him a chance. I mean, his nullification, that's not even a dodge. He's better in dodge canceling fights because he nullifies. This Vegito, I mean, against the normals, he's pretty crazy. He's pretty crazy. All right, and now for the 2 spot, dude, for the number 2 spot, like, I gotta give it to Super EZA AGL Rose. Now, I will lie, these 2 are interchangeable depending on the situation. I mean, let me take a look at this guy's kit real quick. Okay, attack and defense by 200. He gets base damage reduction rate of 20. He's giving all allies, no matter what, all allies key +3 in attack and defense by 30. Gets an additional super. When receiving an attack, he gets defense by 200% and an additional defense by 100 when HP is 70% or less. For every attack received, he stacks attack by 60% up to 300. So let's see, you'll get that in, like, bro, you take 5 hits in a turn, that's already built up. Chance performing a critical hit by 10% up to 50%. Damage reduction rate of 25% up to 50 within the turn. So he gets 50% damage reduction, as well as 200% defense when receiving an attack. Just any attack. It doesn't even have to specify as a super attack, just an attack in general. Like, bro, 50% damage reduction on top of 20% damage reduction, so that's 70%. On top of the defense by 200 when attacking. Like, this guy he can get some pretty crazy numbers, I'm not gonna lie. I think the most I've seen out of this guy was like 45 or either 45 or 49. Like, his numbers can get pretty crazy. When all allies attacking in the same turn are extreme class characters, or when there's another future saga, he guards all attacks. Super class allies chance of performing a critical hit by 20%. And then extreme class allies chance of performing a critical hit by 20% for 2 turns. So he's, in terms of like, in terms of support, him and this Vegito Blue are the opposite. He's giving crit chance, and then the Vegito's giving attack and defense. Thing is, though, this guy can actually take hits no matter what. Whether it's a normal or super, he can tank it. He's not relying on dodge. You just kind of got to rely on making sure he gets enough attacks to where he can actually get to some pretty decent numbers to survive. But I've seen, like, later in the fights, like, you put him in front of some super attacks and he can actually, he can tank, bro. Like, he'll probably put you on the brink of death, but he can tank. He can tank for sure. I mean, I have a video. I mean, even though he didn't take the super, I have a video of him attempting to tank the super from AGL Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in the GDC campaign event. as a special battle, and he ended up dodging it, but it's like, I think he definitely would have either it would have killed him or he would have barely survived. I think this guy is definitely better than the Vegito Blue though, in terms of like his defensive and offensive capabilities. Like he's only made to tank normals. This Vegito Blue, he's only made to tank normals, and if you're in a dodge canceling fight, he's cooked, bro. He's cooked. If he eats a super in a dodge canceling fight, he's done for. Although while this guy, he has the chance to survive, even in dodge fights, in dodge canceling fights. So that's why I have Rose over Vegito Blue. I think that's a pretty safe thing to say. Like I'll stand on that. AGL Rose over physical Vegito Blue. All right, and for the number 1 spot, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. It's got to be STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I mean, bro, this guy, he's actually pretty crazy. I mean, bro, throw him in slot 1 or 2, he's getting the defense up by 200. I mean, a slot 1 unit, like these guys are so like, what's the word I'm looking for? They're so far and in between, like some of the best characters in the game. Any character that can go in slot 1 and tank, some of the best characters in the game, like this guy. So him and Vegeta aren't really that different. Per super class ally in the same turn, attack and defense up by 100. Damage reduction rate of 10%. So you can get 30% damage reduction and I think 300% attack and defense, I believe. I mean, per super class ally, so I think that's up by 100. So yeah, it's either 200 or no, I think it's well, it doesn't even say like excluding himself. So I think this is like 300 to 30% damage reduction, if I'm not mistaken, when there's an extreme class enemy or another GT hero's ally. So he's upping allies attack by 40% and launches a guaranteed additional. When attacking with 12 ki or more, attack by 150, that's free. When receiving an attack as the first or second attack on a turn, defense up by 200. When receiving a super attack, defense up by 100 temporarily and high chance of nullifying the super and countering with tremendous power. So he's greatly raising attack for 1 turn and then raises defense by 30% for 6 turns. I mean, these guys, both these guys, the Vegeta and the Goku, can put up some crazy numbers. It's just with this guy being a slot 1 and slot 2 character, like you can't go wrong. I think that's why I have him at the top, because you could throw him in slot 1 and either he'll get the nullification and save you, or he'll save you from eating the super. I mean, look at all that additional defense he gets from receiving an attack. 200% defense, 300% defense, bro. When receiving a super attack in the first slot, 300% defense. On top of what he's already getting per super class ally on the turn, on top of his basic effect. Like, bro, and he has a chance to nullify it. So either he tanks it or he just straight up nullifies it. Like, dude, this guy is actually, this Goku right here, he's that guy, bro. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he's that guy. I mean, when it comes to these other super EZAs, he's leagues above pretty much everybody. I mean, even Broly right here, like this Broly, I don't like him. The Super EZA LR STR, I don't like this guy. Where's he at? I don't like this guy. I don't like him at all, man. He sucks defensively. He can't, dude, this guy cannot tank a super. Any 10th anniversary content in the game, this guy cannot tank a super. Like, it's actually pitiful. Like, they should have gave this guy more. Especially for an LR Super EZA, like, dude, they should have gave him more. Is he actually the first LR Super EZA? No, he's not. I'm tripping, he's not. But still, like, come on, like, they should have gave him some more defense. Like, this Broly, he sucks balls, man. Compared to this Goku, like, he's better than all these guys by leaps and bounds. And I'm standing on that too. This is my top five Super EZAs of 2025 October edition. Now, we do have some runner-ups. I mean, he'd probably be like, I don't even think he'd make the top 10 if I'm, no, he would make the top 10, but definitely not the top 5. This Zamasu right here, he is the first free-to-play Super EZA, and he's actually really good for the Super Bosses team. I mean, he has support everywhere, and he can survive, granted that he doesn't take any AoEs before he supers. If this guy gets hit by an AoE from any enemy, dude, he's dead. As long as he attacks before any AoEs can get him, like, he's good. His weakness is AoEs. Other than that, I mean, he's a pretty good support type character, running him on extreme class teams. Not bad, not bad for a first super easy free to play LR. He's not bad. Not in the top 5, but he's not bad. This Goku right here, I actually kind of despise him. I mean, he's definitely not making the top 5. He's like another character that deals damage to you on top of enemies that already deal like, I mean, what? Gohan hits for 13 million. Do you really want to take a 13 million super after taking like, what is the super attack effect? While taking like what? 15% HP at the most? You know what I mean? Like, you really want to eat that after taking 15% damage after this guy's supers? Nah, dude, he blows. Now, this Gohan right here, I liked what he did. When he came out in the beginning of the year, he was very, very exceptional. I mean, he could tank. He's changing the field with all these orbs. He's like a double orb changer. Can basically heal your HP back to full health if you get lucky on a turn where you have him when all the purple orbs are out. Like, this guy, he's a good orb changer, bro. Like, the utility on this character is crazy. It's just at this point in the game's life cycle, he's fallen off defensively. Like, you run this guy against Goku, Black, and Zamasu in the GDC special battles, he's getting cooked. Like, Gohan is getting his asshole ringed out, bro. Like, inside out. Like, it's that bad. But I mean, in the beginning of the game, or in the beginning of the 10th anniversary, he was cooking. Not in the top 5, but he definitely made the top 10 for sure. If I did make a top 10, he would definitely be in there. Well, all right, guys. Yeah, like I said, this is my top 5 super easy A's of 2025. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, if I really wanted to be harsh, I'd probably just do this instead. I like what Omega does for his team more than what these guys do. I'm always down for support type characters and that can hold their own on the team. It's just the only thing that really shorted this guy was just the linking. He can't link with any of the Omegas, and I think we have like we're running like 3 Omega Shenrons on the team, so it's easy to get this guy caught in a situation where he has no links. Especially if you don't have like the Sin Shenron or the Legion of Shadow Dragons, like he's gonna look pretty bad out there. But yeah, I mean, this is my top 5 right here. These two are kind of interchangeable. Well, I definitely have this guy like 6. This would be a true top 5. This is the true top 5. But I mean, these two are basically one and the same for their teams, except he just doesn't support. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you like the video, hit that like button, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna be doing these a lot more often. You know what I'm saying? It's fun content, and I'll also be posting this in my Discord, also on TikTok as well. So if you guys disagree, feel free to piece me up in the comments. I don't care. This is what I, after playing with these characters a lot, I feel this is a pretty good super easy A tier list. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios, amigos.